every poster should have an introduction section. So I want to cover some kind of best practices and tips on what should be included in your introduction. So almost like a checklist of the rubric. So obviously in the introduction, you need to do a brief background of your research area, right? And so in talking about like, what's the prior research that's happened? Like, what are the limitations of our scientific knowledge and understanding related to your research project? So what are the challenges in the field, right? So you might be trying to optimize something and make it faster or more accurate. You know, there's already existing knowledge in the area, but your project is about making it better. So if that's the case, you need to say, what are the limitations? What are the current challenges in the field of your project? And then most importantly, you have to hook the audience with the why. Why does this research matter? And I would say this is the number one mistake most people do, is they jump straight to the project. Like, okay, I have only so many, so much space, so much time. I got to jump straight into the project. Don't make that mistake. Please make sure you talk about why it's important. What are the real world applications? Why should grandma care about your project? Your grandma probably doesn't care about machine learning, right? But your grandma might care if you tell her that machine learning impacts like how well her phone can identify, an image when she takes a picture of something, right? Or when she's typing out a message, machine learning is what helps to correct, autocorrect spelling errors or grammar errors, like Grammarly or something like that. That's grandma's going to care about that. Probably not going to care about what machine learning is or quantum physics or any of, the technical terms that we tend to stress in engineering, right? So start with the why it's important. And then that goes hand in hand with the impact, right? If this research goes well and we get good results, this is going to revolutionize whatever your area is, right? It's going to revolutionize machine learning or AI, or how we make concrete, or whatever your research area is in. And so, the impact is critical, and you have to address that in your introduction. And then, of course, you can't have an introduction without a hypothesis. Like, what is the big research question that your project is trying to solve, right? And you need to include that. What is the objective, and what is the big question that you're trying to answer? All of that needs to be addressed in a good introduction. So later on, we're going to have an activity where you go into breakout rooms and you're peer reviewing each other's posters. Please make sure that you use this as a checklist. Like, did the intro answer these basic questions? And how you answer those questions is up to you, right? I don't recommend you just copy paste your abstract and put it onto your poster. That's a big no-no. Because nobody wants to see a 250 word, paragraph in your intro. Like, we want images, we want terms, key terms, we want definitions. Again, the whole point of the poster is that it's a visual representation, not a written, report of your project.